Would some honourable member care to move that the House take note of miscellaneous business?
Indeed I would, and can I...
The Honourable Chris Finlayson.
Can I begin by thanking the right honourable member for describing me as Lord Denning? All I would say in response to his virulent attack on me is that at least I was never fired by Russell McVeigh after 6 months.
Speaker.
Order.
Point of order, Speaker.
Order. Point of order, the right honourable member.
Mr. Speaker, as the record will prove, that is an outright lie, and I want an apology.
Order. The member will resume his seat.
I want an apology.
Order. Order. It now becomes the general debate, and that's very much a debating manner. If the member thinks that he's been misrepresented, it's not to be done by raising it as a point of order in the House. He's to refer to the standing orders, particularly 359. The Honourable Chris Finlayson. Order.
Point of order, Speaker. Point of order, Speaker.
I hope, or I just need to give the member a very clear warning. I have ruled on that matter. If the member wants to raise any other issue, that's absolutely his prerogative. But if he's continuing in any way to relitigate the statement I've just made with regards to his previous point of order, I will take a very dim view of it and be likely to be asking the member to leave the chamber.
Mr. Speaker, the reality is that the rights of minorities are important in this House. The reality, I'm taking offence at a statement which goes to the very character and record of a person's working history. To say that you fired from a law firm is a shocking insult.
Of being asked to leave. I've said that the matter was in the debate. If he feels that he's been misrepresented, I've advised him how to do it.
Oh, if he's taken offence, I'll apologise so I can get on with my damn speech.
The member's saying he's taken offence. I didn't pick that up in the statement that was made. The member's taken offence. Would the member kindly withdraw the last part of his statement?
I withdraw the last part of the statement, and I'll indulge in some self-flagellation later on. Mr. Speaker, before the Speaker came into the House, quite a normal activity, Mr. Robertson, whose views I so greatly respect, called out to me, why am I not standing for the leadership? I did say to him that I have the dream team, me as leader and me as deputy leader. Unfortunately, there haven't been any takers, and I've been told to concentrate on winning Rongotai in 2026. And now that Mrs. King is standing down, I believe that opportunity will be upon me in 10 years' time. Mr. Speaker, I came in here I thought that would wake her up. I came in here in 2005, and what a gloomy place it was then. It was a gloomy country because Helen Clark tended to spread gloom around the place. We had the right honourable member had his problems with Seminovich Fisheries. We had the Electoral Finance Act, of which Mrs. King was the author and the prime mover behind it. It really was such a miserable place, and we campaigned in 2008 on bringing New Zealand a brighter future. And what a wonderful future that outstanding John Key has brought New Zealand, and that is why I'm so proud to stand in this House and say that he is New Zealand's greatest Prime Minister, and it has been an absolute honour to serve under him. And I come to 2008, as soon as we came in, there was a global financial crisis, and the team worked on that. There was no zealotry. There was no mother of all budgets. There was no necessity for... Oh, that was our line. There was no need for punishment. It was a sensible, moderate, liberal Conservative path which this great Prime Minister led his team on. And time again, in whatever portfolio I held, one could see the Prime Minister's very determined, yes, professional, yes, but true leadership skill shining through. So I come to the golden years of arts and culture, for example, and he was so supportive of me as Minister for the Arts in that time. And I recall, for example, just a little example, the Arras Tunnel. It was the Prime Minister's idea to do it well. They got Mr Brownlee to go and talk to Mr Robertson because Mr Chevelle didn't like me, and they thought if I went and saw Mr Chevelle, nothing would get done. But there's an example. We have, and so in the treaty negotiations area, as I said this morning, I would be nothing without the enthusiastic support of the Prime Minister. Groundbreaking, hugely innovative settlements like the Tūhoe settlement and the Wanganui River settlement, they were because of that Prime Minister and his support for his Minister for treaty negotiations. And I know that the Right Honourable Mr Peters doesn't like treaty settlements because he lives in a negative, backward world, dreams of a country that never was and never could be, utterly miserable and utterly negative, doomed to ask questions and do nothing more, has nothing to contribute, unlike our great Prime Minister. And then we move into the area of infrastructure. As a Wellington, Mr Robertson, of course, as the MP for Wellington Central, knows full well the need for proper infrastructure in this country. And in 2008, Transmission Gully was a pipe dream. The Kapiti Expressway wasn't even contemplated. In 2016, we're talking not about the Kapiti Expressway, but the Otakis Expressway. And I will never be prouder of this Prime Minister than when the Christchurch earthquake struck. He was down there with Bob Parker immediately. He was working with Amy Adams and Jerry Brownlee and Leanne Dalziel and the other Christchurch MPs to make sure that our second city could be rebuilt, and he has been an outstanding leader in that regard. So while I'm personally very sorry, while I'm very sorry that he's going, I acknowledge his leadership. Whatever area he's done brilliantly, and there's a lot more for him to give.